everyone, Teddy Baldassarre here, and I'm here in Cleveland, Ohio, with Sylvain Dolla, CEO of Tissot. Now, Sylvain, thank you for joining us.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you for organizing in your city we can meet.
Of course. I think we were talking beforehand, and I was like, okay, if you told me 5 years ago I'd be interviewing a global Swiss president, CEO in Cleveland, I'd be like, huh? What kind of pipe dream is this? But great to have you. I know we're here for the All-Star Weekend, but what I wanted to do is have a discussion around some new product that you're unveiling this year.
Yep.
There's some great things on the table. I know you guys are going to be excited about it. So before we dive in, just to give people at home watching some context around you, you've been global CEO of Hamilton prior to becoming CEO of Tissot in 2020. This price segment under $2,000. Now you have experience in that, and you look at the last decade, changing landscape. You have different types of tech, wearables and things of that sort. You're thinking about how can you really resonate a message in that price segment. What have you found has been the way to kind of build success under, say, this price segment of $2,000 or so? Like, what has allowed you to succeed?
I think it's a whole question of content. People, they look for stories. They don't only want a beautiful watch, they want also the story behind. And that's what we have been doing here with the PRX. We have a story, we have a beautiful product, and when you combine the two, then it works. And that's why we have been focusing in the past years to really bring the behind-the-scenes stories to the clients.
It's funny because I think a lot of people talk about the luxury segment and like how hard it is to develop a great watch there. I would argue, given the resources at hand, you think about your network and how you have to make money at retail prices, it's almost more challenging to do it at the more attainable end than it is at the luxury end. So you mentioned the PRX. We have some new models available. I'd like to talk about maybe the PRX first. Could you walk us through some of the new unveilings?
Yeah.
I know people are very excited about this.
The PRX is really my favorite watch because it's a watch the first week I joined Tissot, I went in the drawers. We have 7,000 beauties from the past. And I felt in love with this watch. And then we could bring it one-to-one. Every line is really close to the original. So you have this reptile style bracelet. Mm-hmm. The case, everything is one-to-one. Every line is like the one from the original from the 70s.
This is the 35mm version.
This is the 35 version. And we started to launch the 40mm version on a bigger size. And this year we are bringing an integrated leather strap. And we are bringing also for the mechanical version with the C07, so the beautiful movement from Tissot. And we are bringing new colors. Look at this beautiful green, one of my favorites that we're bringing this year.
So just to unpack here, so we have new 35mm, let's start there. So there's been a lot of rumblings, I know, within the community that I speak to, this new PRX is going to be smaller. Because a lot of people, they talked about this distance from the top to the bottom of the case and how it is maybe a large 40, right? 35. So the reason that was chosen, and these are being positioned as more of just kind of a gender neutral kind of positioning, men or women, and it kind of wears like a 36. It's kind of that classic mid 20th century watch. But the real reason behind going this direction was you looked at the archive.
The original.
This is the original size.
Yeah, exactly, one-to-one.
Could you talk about going into the archive for this piece? Because this was originally a Seastar model, right? From the late 1970s, early 80s, that era?
79.
Okay, 79. So, and then that model, in terms of where it was positioned, is just forgotten? Like, how did you guys stumble on this design? Because it's so hard.
It was forgotten.
Yeah.
It was forgotten, but you will see when you will come to Switzerland, I will show you. Not only we have this size, that was the first one, but we have also smaller size, bigger size, so it was a full collection called Seastar. But to avoid confusion, because today the Seastar collection is our diver watches collection, and we didn't want to confuse the people, so we took the original name, PRX, for precision, robustness, and 10 bar.
Looking at the PRX, so the 35, it comes in, now how many dial colors? Do we have variety, right?
Yes, so we have 6 new references coming. We have this one,
the light
blue, superb light blue. We have a stunning green, and we have the one you are wearing with silver
two-tone,
index.
Two
tones.
golden, yep.
We also have a black and a blue.
What have been the most popular models for us when we were covering it?
Blue. Blue is amazing. It's if you look at the top 20 of Tissot, now we have 8 blue. So it's really the color in trend, the color that is skyrocketing.
Interesting.
And we have beautiful blue models. We have the mechanical version, which is here, with this nice dial, and we have also the quartz. But blue is really the color in trend at Tissot. not only at Tissot, it's a trend in general.
Yeah, across the industry. Yeah, I just do want to commend you. The PRX, absolute slam dunk. In the last 5 or so years, I can't think of a model under $1,000 that has really just taken the industry by storm. I think you guys have done an amazing job with this.
I can tell you it was a challenge because we loved it, I loved it, but completely underestimated the success. So we had to put production at full speed to be able to match the demand.
And you've done a nice job at that. As a retailer, I can say you've done a nice job at that.
Thank you.
Looking at the step up here, so now we have, looking at the Powermatic version, so we do have the leather strap. Was there some demand for this as well? Like, what was the thought process around, now starting to offer up some different straps for this?
This watch, it's a love story between the product manager, myself, and we do whatever we love. Of course, we think about the clients, they are the judge at the end, but that's what I love in our job in the watch industry, is that sometimes you shouldn't look for analysis, you shouldn't look at statistics, you do what you love, what your guts are telling you. And this is the story of the PRX. So we thought it's beautiful in bracelet. I love the bracelet, but there are people who don't like bracelet. Let's do a beautiful leather with a croco pattern. And this is the result, which is, I think, well executed.
Are you going to have an entire line of different straps that somebody could pair with this? So somebody could go in, or could this accept pre-existing models? So they purchased a PRX
there would be
in the past?
Pre-existing model. And you can buy the strap separately.
So if I bought the PRX last year and I want to upgrade with the strap,
you
get that? That's great. That's fantastic. And a variety of different colors. So that looks wonderful. I also do want to talk about 2 other variations. So you do have, now you went right for the gold. So people have seen this, but you also have this now in brown. And you have
brown.
And then also blue upcoming as well.
Exactly. Blue and brown with a beautiful bezel in gold. And you can look at it. It's really a piece that stands out.
The fluted bezel looks, it pops.
How do you say in America? Fluted. Fluted bezel.
Fluted bezel. What do you say over there in Switzerland?
Is
there no name for that?
Yeah, I'm in English mode now. In the lunette canne.
Yeah, but no, these are very
fluted
interesting.
Bezel.
Yeah, very interesting as well. And so the response to this, I mean, because I always think about Tissot as a brand, like how do you guys think about product offerings? Because you have global reach. You have traditional retailers that are going to just have something that's going to pop out and display. But then you have a PRX that I think a big reason for its success also is it's so in alignment with what the enthusiast market likes, which is not the whole world, of course. There's a lot of people that are just going to come into a jewelry store, like, that looks cool, I'm going to buy it. But then you also have this market that just starts building up all this fervor and excitement. How do you think about what models to prioritize to the market at large versus maybe like segments of the market? How do you think about product in that context?
Well, we have a whole team of product managers. And their job is to analyze the trend, but not only to understand the trend that are now, it's to anticipate what is going to work in the next 2 years. So for example, this product, it's 18 months ago we launched it, but they are already anticipating. And it's a job, it's a lot of flair. You have to feel where the direction is going. And I'm lucky because at Tissot we have a cool team in the product, they are passionate. It's all about passion. And then sometimes you do things for the pleasure. The PRX, we launched it was beginning of COVID. I remember working on the brief for the agency for the ad. First day night, it was snowing, COVID, bizarre atmosphere. We said, let's go back clubbing. This watch is all about the 70s. Let's go into the disco mode. That's why we have the hat with the...
I remember the promos for it. It had the music, it had the full feel.
Exactly. It was all about the passion around this product, and this watch was born during COVID, and we are very happy of the success because we had fun developing it. And during COVID, you need to do things not only based on statistics again, but that makes you happy.
Yes.
A product manager, usually when he has the little papillon, we say here, little thing that happened in his stomach, it means it's going to be a success.
Like that gut feeling, right? I do want to talk about the green dial. We're going a lot of PRX, but I don't think anybody watching is going to be disappointed in us talking about that. So you did something very similar to the Tissot Gentleman, which I don't want to dismiss as like that was a home run as well. People love that watch, and still it does very well for us too. Green dial, is that just an obvious choice? And is this going to? They talk through like the thought process there.
The green dial was an obvious choice. We had several colors, and this one was really standing out because the perception, the value perception is high when you look at the finishing of this dial, and that's why we decided to pick this one. And for the quartz, as the price is more gentle, we said let's go for a little bit more punchy.
Yeah, it's more of like a
green.
Turquoise. It's a different kind of, or like a teal. So this is more of like your rich forest green, and then for the quartz you have your, it's like a little more aquatic, kind of lighter blue or green kind of hue to it. So it's different approach. So we'll get a nice shot for people at home can see that.
Yep.
Now moving along to another line, I do want to talk about, so we have 35mm PRXs, which is, I think people were very much anticipating. You have new dial colors for the 40. One final thing in the PRX family, which I think people are going to go crazy when they see this.
Yep.
A Chrono.
A
PRX.
Chrono. Yes. With a beautiful value. I think this watch is as nice in front as in the back.
Most companies don't show, and I see some perlage finishing on the plates.
Yep.
I mean, that's nice.
Yeah, I love this watch. I love the work that the engineering team did, because we usually talk about the product managers, the creative guys.
Mm-hmm.
But this watch is all about the construction, so to make it slim, despite the height of the movement. And you see I can wear it very comfortably, and it doesn't look like you have a value inside.
This is wonderful. And this is going to come in 2 different dial variations.
2 different dial, one white dial.
And then the blue.
And then the blue.
Blue again. Yep. Hey, I think that's a smart choice if I had to guess, right? This is wonderful. And then case size, is this the same?
It's a 42.
42? Okay.
Yeah.
Still wears solid though. It's on the wrist. It's not too bad. And then price we're looking at around?
Below 2,000, 1,800, 1,900.
Okay.
We're fixing the price now.
So still adjusting that. So we're in February at the time of recording this. So this is going to be available at
in June.
In June.
July.
June, July. Fantastic.
So which one is your favorite pick, Teddy?
This is interesting in Chrono. I mean, personally, I think this is the most exciting for me. I actually find myself enjoying the 40. When I first saw the 40, I mean, people always talk about the size and is it too big, but even for my wrist, I like the 40. But there are just some people out there that are going to like those classic, mid-20th century sizing, and I would not shy away from this. I think for those that did not like the sizing of this, that are on the fence, just leap into this. Have fun with this. This is going to work for you, the 35. So to me, these are the 2 big...
Your 2 picks.
2 picks, if I have to pick. The 35, because there's so many people that like the idea of having a smaller watch. And then you have the Chrono, which it's just cool to see the expansion, how this can adapt into a new complication. I think this is wonderful. That was on your wrist.
Thank
I'll
you.
give that back.
I see that you like it. I have to put it back on the wrist.
Put it back on the wrist.
Otherwise,
I might run away with it.
You might run away with it.
I do want to mention the Seastar. So before we wrap up here, last year, Seastar 2000.
Yep.
I mentioned that watch is probably the most professionally capable dive watch that you make.
Yep.
It is a larger watch, but ISO 6425 compliance, nice lume, you have that wave dial, ceramic bezel. It's just a well-constructed piece. Now, could you tell us about these 2 new variations and expanding this line?
You said everything I wanted to say. Ceramic
sorry.
bezel, the sapphire crystal with anti-reflecting, the helium valve, the ISO certification. Match the norm of ISO. What I love in this watch is the new dial. You have this black degraded dial.
Yeah, you get the gradient,
with the wave.
Fume kind of style, yes.
And the black PVD on the case. And I also like this one, which is also very interesting. When you look at the light, you can see the degradation of the dial, which makes it like you feel you are watching some light going into the sea. And that was the inspiration we had behind.
These are so photogenic. When we took shots of these, we were just like, wow, this is well done for $1,000, right around $1,000. I mean, it's a very nice dive watch.
The Seastar is a massive success, along with the PRX. It was a 2 big success last year. It's now the 3rd most important collection in Tissot.
PRX,
Seastar.
Gentlemen, Seastar?
Le Locle. Still Le Locle.
Le Locle, interesting, okay. So we talked about a smaller case size for the PRX. So traditional 1000, like 43.
Yep.
Is there any thought process around,
Yes.
Okay.
We have to think about also the lady market, or the people, the men that looks for smaller size version. And we go from the really professional world ISO certification to a lower size 36mm, which is 30 ATM water resistant. So for a watch of this category, it's already a very good achievement.
Remarkably thin.
Yeah, and we have the interchangeable strap, so you can put the rubber or the bracelet. And you will have different colors. We'll have 5 different colors coming out.
This is nice. Because I think I'm always thinking about the sizes for the Seastar. Because the Seastar, you have starting prices, if you're talking about the mechanical versions, right around $600-700, right?
Yep. There we will be at 375.
Yes, for the quartz. So that's
for the quartz.
Yes, I think there is opportunity with this line in general because it started with the 43, then you're jumping up to 46. Seeing this is a nice trend. I think some people are going to say, "Where's the 40? Where's the 41? We're waiting for it, right?" So I think it's fantastic. These look wonderful. You have different dial colors, and think they're falling in the right price segment.
The Seastar logo that we have since years in the back.
And this is a different insert on the actual bezel.
Yes, it's not ceramic.
Yes. Is it sapphire?
It's a sapphire.
Sapphire?
Yeah. Mineral glass.
Okay, yes. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Sylvain.
Thank you.
I'm very excited to go through these pieces. I'd love to see, guys, if you're watching and enjoyed this kind of setup, please give this video a thumbs up. But also, I want to see what model that we went through today are you the most excited about? Leave a comment down below. Sylvain, as I said, next time we do this, I will come to your home place. I will come to Switzerland next time.
I will make sure you visit the behind the scene, and you can continue to pass in the same way with your energy, all the emotion we have behind all these beauties.
Love to do it. Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Good seeing you.
Thank you.
So long.